Hello everybody and welcome to Realistic Realtors with Superior Coaching School. I'm Nick, this is my business partner Bill. We are on lesson 24 of our success planning. Today we're talking all about how to negotiate a multiple offer situation. And you know what, we're going to keep it real with you. We're going to get into a lot of different situations and everything. And these are different scripts and techniques that you can use in your business today.
You know, Nick, when it comes to multiple offers, I found in all my experience, I'll take a buyer out. And we probably looked at 30 houses, right, in a few weeks. And all of a sudden, we know we found the perfect house. And I'm ready to sit down with a piece of paper and say, okay, what are we going to offer? How much are we going to put down? When are we going to close? And they're like, let me think about it. Let me sleep on it. And I just look at them and say, listen, you just said, let's sleep on it. I guarantee you there was someone here, another buyer, the day before with their realtor, and they said the same thing. So that means right now, that realtor's at home writing that offer up, getting their buyers to sign the offer.
And how important is it to be that first offer on the table rather than the second or third?
Oh, it's very important. You know, a lot of times people feel that their first offer is going to be their best offer because that buyer was the first one to actually put it ink to paper.
Yeah, and if you're that first offer that's on the table, you might not even be in a multiple offer situation because they might just accept it before anybody else. But let's say you do get into the multiple offer situation, right?
Which we hate as realtors. It's the last thing. If I go send you an offer, Nick, on one of your properties, and then all of a sudden you call me back and say, Bill, guess what? We have another offer on the property. It's something we hate to hear.
Yeah. Well, it's something, too, that you have to discuss, you know, with your client. And so how do you frame the conversation with them? What are you saying when you're letting them know that there's another offer?
So the first thing I try to do is when that realtor tells me that, I try to pry as much information I can from that realtor. I even try to get information they're not supposed to share. I'll be like, Nick, listen, you got another offer and it's very disappointing to hear that, okay? What can we do to change our current offer that will, you know, make it a better offer? And it's not the price, Nick. I know we can't talk about that, but you can share with me, is it a closing date? Do we need to push up closing, or maybe we need to push it back? Maybe your sellers don't want to move out of the house yet because they want to finish the year out for the school system with the kids. What is it? Is it more of a deposit? They will come back and tell me, because I'll say to them, listen, my clients really want this house. If you get in contract with us, I promise you we're going to close. Because I know you don't want to go with the other offer because they could back out and you have to start the process all over again and my clients will find another house. So tell me, give me something before I go back to my clients.
So essentially what you're saying is you're trying to pry some of the pain points and the motivations of the seller from the listing agent, which is not always easy because sometimes the listing agent doesn't want to reveal these.
Doesn't want to share.
Right?
Yep.
But what are some, so you're able to get some information. What now are some of the options that you have to go back to your buyer with to make your offer more appealing?
So first thing is, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I have some bad news. We're in multiple offer. So what that means is we have to massage a few points in this contract. So first off, let's start with the price. If the price of the house is $400,000 and we're offering $390,000 and they're multiple offer, listen guys, I'm going to tell you right now, we have to be over the $400,000 price point. We have to be over the asking price because I can guarantee you the other person with the offer, and it could be 2 or 3 people, they're going to go over asking price, period, especially in this market now. So besides the price, right, there's deposit amount, Nick, we can go to. And non-refundable is what we like to see. Painful though, right?
Yeah.
Most buyers don't want to do a non-refundable deposit.
A lot of risk involved, but again, this gets back to what you said. If you go to your buyers and say, is this really the one? If this is the one that you want, and we spent 6 months looking, right, for the perfect home, we finally found it. And now, as you said, we had that dreadful conversation. We're in multiple offer situation. What else, you know, if your buyers are really desperate, they say, Bill, no matter what, all stops, I want this house. What else can we do? Well,
you know, go back to what you just brought up. It was such a great point where you're convincing your buyer to do a non-refundable because your buyer now is telling that seller, I am serious. Go forward with me because I'm willing to give a large and non-refundable.
Yeah.
So other aspects, Nick, that we can look at, we have an inspection period, right? That we get the house in contract, and it's usually a 30-day inspection period. Knock it down to 7 days, you know?
Yeah, get it done.
So it speeds up the process.
Again, and so it comes back to, like you just said, it's how serious are your buyers? And I think for the level of comfort for the sellers, they may accept an offer that's even maybe $1,000 or $2,000 less than another offer if it has a higher deposit of non-refundable, if it has a shorter closing date or quicker inspection period. Because, again, it shows like, okay, these people are not going to back out under any circumstance.
Right, and we can take it a step further, Nick. We can say, you know something? Why don't we just take the house as is? Tell them that you won't ask for any repairs. We still can go get an inspection. You'll get the report back, and if there's stuff you can't live with, then you can walk away from the house.
Yeah.
And that's real strong right there. If you're taking the house as is, you're telling the seller, I'm in, and you don't have to worry about any of the repairs.
Yeah, and even if your buyers, perhaps they need to get a mortgage, and just the fact that maybe they put even a larger down payment than someone else, and they're showing that, hey, you know, they're not just putting 10% down, they're going to put 30, 40% down, and if they can, that shows, again, that they're serious, because they, you know, they're going to make sure that, you know, there won't be any issues with the loan. Right? And so let me ask you something again, kind of getting into other auxiliary ways to massage a deal, as you say. What about the home warranty?
So we always ask for home warranty, usually $500 to $700 home warranty. So take it off the plate. Just scratch it out. Zero home warranty. You want to be a good realtor, you pay for the home warranty.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at your buyer and say, listen, I think we should take the home warranty off the plate. And I tell you what, I'll get you home warranty. So you feel that you're working with your buyer. You make them feel warm and fuzzy. Because, listen guys, if you take the house as is, or move the closing date up closer, okay, that's if the seller wants to close earlier, you guys work this out, I'll take care of the home warranty. So you're working with each other that way.
Yeah, and I think it's a big part of it, is just being straightforward with the listing agent.
Sure.
Right? Because you guys have to work together. And so building that rapport with the agent on the other side of the transaction, I think, can be, you know, a pretty big deal. And so you always want to make sure you're being courteous to them and appreciating working with them, because, you know, they could come back to, you know, choosing, or not choosing per se, but helping guide their clients towards picking your offer because you presented it in such a manner. And so what are some ways that you've massaged the presentation of an offer, maybe your handwritten letter or something like that?
Handwritten letter, personal handwritten letter. When I look at my buyers, they say, listen guys, we have 2 other offers. There's 3 couples that want this house. This couple has lived in the house for the last 15 years. They remodeled it, okay? They raised their kids in this house. You know, one of the doors, if you remember we saw, they have the height of every kid. They're downsizing. This house is dear to them.
Sentimental value.
Sentimental value. Yeah. Go write a letter, how much you appreciate everything they've done, and how you could see raising your kids in the same fashion as they did. You know, pulling out the heartstrings.
Yeah, and explain maybe that we've been looking for, you know, a year now for the perfect home, and we finally found the one, and we really want to know, we want to let you know that this is something that we're committing to, that we're not going to back out. We are committed. You know, that's why we've upped our offer, because sometimes you go back and forth. There might be multiple counters and, you know, different negotiation going on. So if this is an ongoing process, any little bit counts, right?
Sure.
So do you want to do a little bit of review for everybody?
Yeah, so basically when you're looking at a multiple offer situation, you have to make that first call to the listing agent and say, okay, you got multiple offers, I got your email. Tell me what we can do to make our offer better. Is it a quicker close? Is it less personal property? Is it more money down? Help me out because my clients really want this house. Then you make that uncomfortable call that none of us want to make to your client and say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, here's the deal. We're in multiple offer, but these are the ways we can make the offer better. We can over full price, larger deposit, a shorter closing period, take the house as is, no repairs, no home warranty, show better financing. So Nick, these are all the ways that we can help our clients present the best offer. It's uncomfortable, but listen, we just spent the last few months looking for that perfect house. It's our responsibility, if that is the perfect house, to push them a little. Hey, listen, Nick, if I find you the perfect house and it's $10,000 more, okay, at 4%, what are we talking? $40 more a month? You know, I even say, listen, so eat mac and cheese a couple more nights a month. You know, it's $40. I mean, don't lose a perfect house over $40 a month.
But essentially, overall, I guess the overwhelming thought is that there's always a way. If your clients are serious enough, and you can have that tough conversation with your buyers, and you can convince them to massage the deal, there's always an option that works. So,
and they'll be happy. There's plenty of clients who I've definitely pushed, and on move-in day, they're just like, man, you're right. I'm so glad we got this. You don't want to go back to your clients and say, we lost the offer.
Yeah.
We lost the bid.
Yeah, that's one of the worst conversations.
It's one of the worst, yes.
So I think that's all awesome information. I want everybody to discuss online as well in our group on different ways that you have negotiated a different situation, because there's tons of situations out there. We can't cover them all in one video, but we are going to bring in a special guest that's going to attempt to do that and give us some more insight onto how to negotiate and manage a multiple offer situation.
And he's a great buyer's agent who's sold plenty of houses and has been in front of multiple offer situations, more than both of us combined. So he'll bring great content to the video. So have a great time watching the video, guys, and Nick and I will see you next week.